Welcome to Web Handling. My name is Dave Royce. I am super excited to continue our new series titled Happily Ever After. In this show, I show how I save $10,000 per month by eliminating wound roll wrinkles at the start of winding using just a roll of masking tape. However, to be most effective, one must know both web handling mechanics as well as failure modes. Applying tape without knowing web handling has little chance of success. The problem the client had was wrinkling at the ends of the core at the start of winding. This was caused by excessive core deflection on wider cores. While some deflection is guaranteed by the laws of physics, the flimsy 3-inch cores bend like a piece of spaghetti. Also, due to the laws of physics, the wrinkles will eventually go away because as the paper winds on the core, it stiffens it, thus reducing the excessive bending. It is true that winders like this $25 million machine have narrow lay-on rolls to help push the core straight, but they are far from a satisfying solution in terms of initial cost as well as long-term maintenance and everyday performance. This is not the fault of the builder. All builders in that segment of the paper industry have the same constraints and thus the same solutions for this long-standing issue. So, an executive summary is that the root cause of these wrinkles is a product process design issue. There are about 20 distinctly different types or causes of wrinkles that are common. While noticeably larger cores or a major redesign of the winder is a root cause solution to a root cause problem, these would not be economically viable. Thus, we need to look at possible treatment of wrinkling via one of the dozen types of spreaders. One spreader you should all be familiar with is the concave spreader. This can be simulated by taping the ends of the core. This procedure is described in my last YouTube video, but is described in much more detail in the Must-Have Web Handling Handbook, as well as my award-winning and trademark Web 101 class that has been taken by 5,000 people. But will it work? This could easily fail because taping the core ends would make the high pressure at the ends even higher and make the gap in the middle even bigger. Also, as you recall from last week, the concave spreader rarely works well on high modulus material such as paper. Will it work comes in 3 grades. Will it work at all to improve the defect severity or rate? Will it work good enough to be noticeable? Finally, will it work must satisfy economics, including materials and labor. I am happy to report it was a solid solution. Wrinkles were eliminated from the first core until now, a decade and a half later. More importantly, it was economically viable because the material costs were negligible and the operators could usually perform this taping operation while the winder is running so that productivity was not compromised. Yes, the operators complained about the extra couple minutes per set to tape the cores, but they usually had a couple extra minutes to spare to do this operation while the winder was running. There are a few conclusions that you can make about this story. First, you absolutely need to know web handling mechanics as well as failure modes in order to improve the quality of brainstorming. Taping without knowing web handling and thinking about failure modes has little chance of success and will most likely just make a mess. Second, think outside the box. Just because we use this spreading trick on some rollers doesn't mean that it also can't be used on wound rolls or cores, because they all follow the same laws of physics. Finally, don't ruminate whether the spreading mechanics will overcome the uneven knit mechanics and thus whether it'll work. If it is cheap and suggested by known physics, or even just based on a scientific hunch, just do it. Thank you so very much for letting me share stories from the field. Stay tuned for next week, where I will show how you can sometimes do a field alignment of a single roller without precision alignment tooling, but only if you know web handling. If you have a topic you would like to hear about, let me know in the comment section below. If you found any of these stories to be interesting or useful, please like and share and subscribe. And remember to check out the show notes for surprises. See you next time.